Alright, so UFC 307 is coming up, and the main event is Alex Pereira versus Khalil Rountree Jr. There's obviously a lot of controversy over why Rountree is getting a title shot instead of Magomed Ankalaev, considering Ankalaev's ranked number 2 and Rountree's ranked number 8. I think instead of complaining, we should all just quietly look away. He's fighting Alexander Rakic at 308, and if he loses, we can pretend this whole situation never happened. But anyways, to nobody's surprise, Pereira's a heavy favorite right now. I honestly thought the odds would be even more one-sided than they are, because this feels like such a lopsided fight. It blows my mind how anyone can actually think Rountree's going to win. And I keep seeing the same things where it's like, oh, most of his losses were before he started training in Thailand. He's different now. I know most people are joking, but there's some who are actually serious, and it's gotta stop. Is he better after going to Thailand? Yes, but I don't think that's enough to suddenly think he's gonna beat one of the greatest kickboxers to ever live. Alex is literally a 2-division Glory kickboxing champion and in the Glory Hall of Fame. The only reason people thought Yuri Prochazka and Jamal Hill could beat him was because they could wrestle better. Everyone agreed that if they didn't take Pereira down, they were going to get killed. And, shocker, they both got knocked out. Neither of these guys are bad strikers either. Alex is just that good. And by the way, I don't think Rountree's ever shot a takedown in his career. So why is the narrative switched for some people and now they think Khalil's gonna beat Pereira at his own game and knock him out? I have no idea. His last fight was against Anthony Smith, and stat-wise it was close. Damage-wise, not at all. Smith was hurt that whole fight. But if you're having back-and-forth exchanges with Anthony Smith, the same guy who landed 9 total strikes over 3 rounds with Rakic, there's something seriously wrong. Despite this, let's talk about what Rountree has to do if he wants any shot at winning. First off, Khalil throws a lot of really loaded up, looping power punches, especially when he has people hurt. He can't do this against Pereira. He's gonna get countered. He has to stay composed and stick to straight shots. Every now and then he can throw in something stronger, but he has to set it up behind a combination. I also actually think Khalil's own counters are very good. Pereira always keeps his hands low and pretty much never raises a guard unless a head kick is coming. This makes his shots hard to see, but also makes him very hittable. If Rountree stays defensively sound, he could definitely catch Pereira with something when he starts getting pressured, similar to Adesanya. But will this be enough to knock him out? I don't know, because we also gotta keep in mind that the Alex Pereira who got knocked out by Adesanya was cutting an extra 20 pounds to make 185. Another thing to note about Pereira keeping his hands low is that when he gets backed up to the cage, it's very easy to tee off on him. Yuri Prochazka's most successful moments on the feet in his first fight with Alex was in this spot. But if Rountree manages to get Alex in this position, he can't get reckless. Because if we look back at that same fight with Prochazka, Pereira was backed up to the cage, Yuri was pressuring, and then he got a bit too careless and Alex dropped him. This also goes back to Pereira's shots being hard to see because he keeps his hands low. As for the leg kicks,
different than anything they teach you. Look at that.
Maybe he should just give up on trying to check them. Luckily, Rountree fights in that Muay Thai kind of style, with his lead leg being very light and bouncy. This should help negate some of the damage from the kicks. Is it perfect? No, but it's better than nothing. So the keys to Rountree winning are this. He has to stay composed and throw straight shots. Don't overextend on his punches and set up his big shots with combinations. Be light on his lead leg to somewhat negate the damage from kicks and try to check them if he can. If Pereira's pressuring, look for counters without unnecessarily dropping his guard. If he's pressuring, don't be reckless, keep his hands up, and be prepared to slip some big counters. If he does this perfectly for 5 rounds straight, maybe he can catch Pereira at some point and knock him out, or win a decision. Do I see any of that happening though? No. Honestly, I'd be impressed if Rountree makes it into the third round. That's a win for Khalil in my book. Alex Pereira should be disappointed in himself if he's not able to finish this in 2 rounds. Everything I just described is a fantasy dream fight for Rountree. The chance of him winning this fight depends on him having the perfect game plan, sticking to it perfectly throughout the whole fight, and praying Pereira can't figure out a way around it. I should also just mention the difference in competition they fought. Pereira looks more impressive fighting former champs still in their prime than Rountree looks fighting guys not even in the top 10. Some not even in the top 15. You really just can't even compare the two. There's no actual reason why someone would think Khalil Rountree has a better chance of winning than Pereira. If there is one, I'd love to hear it. And if he does somehow pull it off, all these people are going to come out of nowhere claiming to have known he was going to win. And I'm not going to believe a single one of them. That's it. See ya.